Taran's classroom friends. In today's class, we're going to learn about North America. So before classes, we learned about the basic thing. That's about maps, then water bodies, mountains, rivers, valleys, etc. Right? So but now we are going a bit advanced. That means we are going deep into geography, right? So today we are going to learn about North America. So before you may have studied about different types of countries. So like that, today we are going to learn about North America. So first, let's learn about the formation. So now you'll be thinking, oh, the formation of North America. No, before that, the most important thing is we need to know how the continents are formed. I think so you'll be knowing that Earth has been formed by the left out mass of solids from the sun, right? So from that it cooled down and rain came and all the water came. We will be knowing that. So that's how the Earth formed. So you may think that when the Earth formed itself, the continents were like this. No, they weren't, right? So I think so. I took this class in 4th standard. You can watch the video of earthquakes, right? So I told in that class that we have our Earth crust is made up of many large plates. So they are known as tectonic plates. So these plates are always moving, and I told you why. Because of magma, right? So but we don't need to confuse those, right? So they are always moving, but very slowly. So like this, because of these movements, actually before I'll tell you, you won't believe. It will be like this. Greenland will be in this side. This will be in this side. And you won't believe that Australia was a part of India. Really? Of course. It was a part of India, but now it has got separated. And it's some great story, right? So here in India they did some crimes and they were shifted to Australia. Then later there's some stories, but we don't need to confuse. But I just told the fact that before in early times Australia was a part of India, right? And India wasn't here near China. It was here. Here in this part it was. Because in the old class I took that. It was in this side, and because of the tectonic movements it has got crashed, and that's how a great Himalayas are formed, right? So like that, every continent was like this. They were all separated. They were all together, like this. Okay? So, but because of these types of movements, these continents drifted away from each other. They moved apart. And this process is known as the plate tectonics, right? So the world wasn't like how it is now. So now it's everything nice, no? So here nice mountains, everything are there. But it wasn't like how it's today. The continents which we look today aren't the same earlier, right? So they were totally different. So they weren't like the separate landmass, and they were a giant wood landmass. And it's known as Pangaea, right? It's known as Pangaea. So it will be like this. So this whole part is known as Asia. Like that, every of these continents, they got fixed into together like a puzzle, and they formed the Pangaea, right? So again, due to the plate tectonic movements, the Pangaea separated into two parts. That's the Laurasia and Gondwana land. So again, due to the plate tectonics, what we are not seeing it. The continents which we see today. So these two lands, they got separated into different pieces due to the plate tectonics, and now we are seeing the continents, right? So still the continents are moving, but we can't feel as they're moving very slowly. Not even 1 millimeter, even slowly they move, right? So the continents are drifting away and changing their position, and that changes the shape of the earth. So this also caused many disasters like earthquakes, tsunamis, etc. Right? Okay, now we learned about how the earth is formed. So like that same, of the continents which were formed, one of them is North America. So this is North America. So there are two Americas, right? So this is Central America, this part everything is this North America, and this is South America, which is North, South, right? And this is Central America. So now we are going to take the North America, right? Okay. America, right? So I think so you may have heard the story that there was a big fight, and Christopher Columbus, he sailed three ships in the North Atlantic Ocean. You may have read the history of Christopher Columbus, then you may know about it, right? So North America together with South America. Actually, it seems to be like this is separate, this is separate. No, here it is. Can you see something which is like a joint? It's not isthmus. Okay. So North America together with the South America is known as a new world, right? So North America has been discovered in the 15th century. So it's discovered by Christopher Columbus, right? So he discovered America. He didn't discover North America. He discovered America in the 15th century. He landed in West Indies. Here the West Indies is not marked, but this is only West Indies. Okay. He landed in West Indies in 1169 CE, and he thought that that piece of land is India, right? He thought that it is India. So again, Amerigo Vespucci. So Christopher Columbus, an Italian navigator, while this Amerigo Vespucci is an Italian it's an Italian explorer and a cartographer who's in service of King of Spain. So he discovered the inland of North America. So I think so you can easily find Amerigo Vespucci. So from where America came? The name. His name. So America has been named after him, right? And this North America is completely in the northern and western hemispheres. Northern and this western. It's not in this side, right? Northern and western hemispheres. And it lies between the Pacific and the Atlantic Ocean, and also the Arctic Ocean. Okay, now let's learn about its location. So now we learn about discovery. So who discovered America, total America? There's West Indies, everything. That's Christopher Columbus. And who discovered the inland of North America? That's Amerigo Vespucci. So now the location. Where it's located, right? So North America is located, we already know it's located in the northern and western hemispheres. It is located between the 7° north, I can't show you here, okay? So 7° north and 83° north latitudes, and 53° west and 180° west longitudes, right? So latitudes means straight, longitude means horizontal. Understood? So like that, this North America is situated in those latitudes and longitudes. And here the 49th degree north latitude forms a boundary between Canada and USA. That's United States of America, right? And the 0° west longitude passes to the center. I think so you can see clearly. Here 120, 105, so it will be here. A bit in the center, right? Can you find? But here it's not. But 100 between these two will be 100, right? So can you see it, right? Straight. So this 100° west longitude is near Winnipeg. Winnipeg is here, right? Winnipeg. Okay. Now we learn about the location. So North America is located between the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean and the Arctic Ocean. So it's surrounded by the Pacific Ocean in the west, Atlantic Ocean in the east, and the Arctic Ocean in the north. And in the south, it's connected with South America with a small chunk of isthmus. It's known as isthmus of the Panama. Here's Panama. Alright. So that's how North America and South America are connected. But here there's a break. So when you look at there, you can see that just it is something that's like interjoined, right? So they are interjoined because of a strait. Strait means a small piece of land which has got separated by some water, like flood, right? So the Asia has been separated from North America by the Bering Strait. So here, this part, can you see? Here is located the Bermuda Triangle. You may have heard about the mystery of Bermuda Triangle. Whatever ships have gone, they won't come back. See, it's a great mystery, Bermuda Triangle, but we don't need to go to those types of tragedies, right? Okay, now we learn about those locations. So the political divisions. So North America has many countries. It's uncountable, right? There are many countries. So the main countries are Canada, United States and Mexico. So the Canada and United States, they comprise about 95% of North America. They only make the highest part of the North America. So Central America also have countries in the south of Mexico. So when you look from there, it seems to be so clumsy over here. And they are all countries. Even the small piece of land, there are many countries, right? So let's see some. There are Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Costa Rica, Panama and Belize, right? So these are some. Actually, these are not only the countries in that. So some of the main countries which are located in the south of Mexico, right? So there are also many tropical islands. So these islands are collectively known as the West Indies. So these are the islands. They are known as West Indies. So these West Indies are located in the Caribbean Sea and they include the islands of the Great, here's the Great Antlers. I think so you can see. Great Antlers, the Bahamas and the Lesser Antlers. It's not here. And the Lesser Antlers. So these are located in the Caribbean Sea and these islands have the countries of Jamaica, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. Okay, I'll hear the names. Everything's confusing. Okay, I'll tell you. It's Jamaica, Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, etc. So these are some of the countries which are located in these islands. So these islands, they belong to North America. So in the north, it seems to be like their countries. No, they are islands. So these parts, they are islands, and some of the big islands, large islands, which are snow covered are the Victoria Island, Baffin Island, and Yosemite Island. So these islands are very big and snow covered, and they belong to Canada. It's not North America. They belong to Canada. Understood, friends? Okay. Now we learned about those. We learned of the formation, discovery, location, right? So now and the political divisions. So now we are going to learn about the physical features. So we already know the physical features. I told you in the before class I have took. There are mountains, valleys, plateaus, plains, rivers, lakes, etc. There are many, right? So in that, North America has many high mountains, broad plains and rugged plateaus. So according to that, there are four physical features, right? So they are Western Mountain System or the Western Cordilleras, Canadian Shield, the Appalachian Mountains and the Central Lowlands. Okay, now let's learn about the Western Mountain System. So what's coming to your mind when you hear the word Western Mountain System? So what's coming in my mind is it's located in the western part of North America. Yeah, that's the truth. So it's located in the western. So I'll show you where it's located. Here, until this. Okay? So this much part is comprised by the Western Mountain System. Okay. So the Western Mountain System is also called the Western Cordilleras. So they are extensive mountain systems that run along the western side of North America. So they extend between the can you see the Isthmus of Panama here? So from the Alaska, here's Alaska, from north to the Isthmus of Panama south. They extend between from here to here. Oh, I can't believe it. How big they are, how large, right? So these mountain systems, they're full of young fold mountains. There are no old fold mountains. So they'll be having high peaks. Before class I told you young fold mountains have high peaks and steep slopes, while old fold mountains they'll be eroded, right? And they'll be lower in height, right? So they're full of young fold mountains with the steep slopes and high peaks. So inside it, there are the provinces of the British Columbus and Yukon. So the Western Cordilleras also touch a part of the Alberta and the Northwest Territories, which means this part, Northwest Territories. Sorry, I pointed this. It won't come in this area, right? It's Asia. So in the Northwest part, it also touches Northwest Territories. So now we'll be having a doubt. Cordillera, what does it mean? It's a Latin word, French word, German word, what is it? Or Hindi word? Okay, it is a Spanish word, right? So Cordillera is a Spanish word. So you can quickly know a Spanish explorer will be having given. Yeah, that's true. A Spanish explorer gave the name Cordilleras. So the Cordilleras resemble twisted cords and they mean rope or a chain, which means chain of mountains. That's all it means. So this Cordillera is also used to define the Alaska range, the Coast range, and the Rockies, right? Okay, so now we learned about the meaning. So the Western Mountain System, it extends about a length of about 6,500 kilometers, right? So that much long it is, and it also have many volcanoes and volcanoes and hot springs in the system. And here is the ring of fire, right? Here is the ring of fire, including this Hawaiian Islands, right? This is the ring of fire. So it has a system of volcanoes, hot springs, deep ocean trenches. Do you know about the Ms.Ryona trench, right? So it is also located here. It's very, very deep. Ms.Ryona trench and the highest peaks, mountains are all located in the ring of fire. They are part of the Western Cordilleras, right? So now let's start with the Rockies. So Rockies also, it comes in the Western Mountain System. So the Rockies are also one of the mountains of the Western Mountain System. So they comprise a larger part of the Cordilleras and they are the highest of all the Cordilleras. So I forgot to tell you. So the Alaska range, the Coast range, then the Cascade Range, the Sierra Nevada, the Sierra Madre, or some of the other important mountains of this Western Cordilleras. So they are also high, but the highest peak is Mount McKinley with an average height of 6,190 meters high, right? So it's that much tall. It is Mount McKinley, but I can't point out here as it's, you know that it's a political map, right? So now we learn about the Western Mountain Systems. What are the mountains in it? So the system features not only mountains, there are many, right? There are rivers, lakes, everything. But now we are going to learn about plateaus. So rivers are another topic. We don't need to confuse. So plateaus. So here only intermountain plateaus are there. There are no lava plateaus, right? So there are continental plateaus. There only intermountain plateaus are there. So between the mountains there are many plateaus. Here one mountain will be there. Here one mountain will be there. Here fully plateaus will be there, right? So these plateaus are intermountain. So intermountain belts between the mountains, right? So these plateaus crossed by rivers. Just wait a minute. So they are crossed by rivers. These rivers, they carve deep valleys. If a mountain is here, the valley will be here. That much deep will become, right? So these deep valleys are known as gorges or canyons, right? So have you heard of the Grand Canyon of the Colorado River? So the Grand Canyon of the Colorado River is about 2,000 meters deep. That's 2 kilometers, right? 2,000 meters deep, 480 kilometers long. So it's famous all over the world for its beauty. And the famous Fondra hot water, that's Giza, the Old Faithful, which is located in the Yellowstone of National Park. It is also located in the USA. That's the Western Mountain System. So there are many wonders in this Western Cordilleras than these three, right? But we can't prefer this. We want to prefer this. Because then there only we can do agriculture. As in the mountains, we can go and do properly, right? Okay, now let's learn about the Canadian Shield. So, but you'll be thinking, the Shield of Canada. You'll be thinking like that. Yeah, of course, it's like a shield. Plateaus, it's like a shield, right? Yeah. So this Canadian shield covers about half of Canada. Half. This much will be, it's my imagination, so it will be covering out this much, right? So it covers about the half of the area of Canada, right? So the Canadian shield is also called as the Laurentian shield, right? So this Canadian shield is located along the Hudson Bay. Can you see the Hudson Bay? And it extends up to the Gulf of Mexico. And it's located in north and northeast parts of this Canada. So this Canadian shield, it occupies about half of the area of Canada, and most of the the Canadian shield has many old, the hardest rocks of North America. But they have been worn out by the ice caps, ice sheets, glaciers of the last ice age, and so that they are very low in height. So the average height is about 300 to 400 meters high, right? So for now we are going to learn about some lakes, but I'm not going to come to this topic, but some lakes we are going to learn, right? So there are many freshwater lakes in North America. So there are the 5 Great Lakes. That is the Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, and other lakes like the Great Slave Lake, the Great Bear Lake, and the Great Lake Winnipeg, and the Lake Athabasca. So these are some of the examples of lakes, freshwater lakes in North America. So you'll be amazed how many lakes are there. How many lakes? So how are they formed? So in reality, the last ice age actually happened in North America. Really, it happened in the western part. In Asia, the ancient ice age only happened, while here on the last age happened. That's why here are many lakes. You'll be having an idea. Oh, those ice glaciers, because of global warming, they melted and some lakes and all came. You'll be thinking, but that's also a reason. The main thing is, because of the ice caps, actually the ice will be even fitted with the mountains, right? So when they get loosened from the mountain, they carve out deep impressions. Do you know craters? They carve out such craters, and in that craters, the water filled in it, and that's how the lakes we see today. So these basins can also be natural as well as human-made, right? So these lakes then soon become an important habitat for humans as well as for plants and animals. So humans, we use the water from the lakes to generate hydroelectricity, for drinking water, and for other household activities, right? Okay. So now have you heard of Niagara Falls? Actually, it's very dangerous. When you look at the picture, you'll be thinking, oh wow, I'll go there. You'll think that. No, I say no. Actually, there are 3 falls, but I don't know the names. But the biggest will be in the left, right? So there are 3 falls in the Niagara Falls, but it is full of liquid nitrogen. If you go there, look in the newspaper tomorrow morning, right? You can't even survive. If you fall, only 5 minutes for you to just on your timer. Before that, you will be in the newspaper, right? It's very dangerous. But when you look at the picture, you will think, what a beautiful scenery, right? So this Niagara Falls is between the Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. It's not between rivers, lakes, right? But actually, it's very deep, very, very deep, right? Okay, but not as deep as Angel Falls. Okay. Now the St. Lawrence River. Let's learn about it. So the St. Lawrence River is also located in this in the Canadian Shield. So the St. Lawrence River is the most busiest inland waterway of the North America. So the Canadian Shield is rich in both water and minerals. So it has many crystalline means crystals. Easy to remember, right? Crystalline rocks having nickel, copper, cobalt, silver, gold, iron, and silver. only this much, right? So these are some of the minerals which are in these crystalline rocks, right? So some of the world's most oldest fossils are also found in this Canadian Shield, right? So I think so you know about fossils. That's the old remains of the before dinosaurs and all. They are bones which have been preserved for a long time. So that's known as the fossils. And now we are using them as fossil fuels, right? Okay. Now we are going to go into the next topic, Appalachian Mountains. So now we look at the first two features, right? So Appalachian Mountains. So where do you think the Appalachian Mountain will be? So already this part over, then where? It's here. Very small area. The Washington DC, that area will be there, right? So this Appalachian Mountain is also known as the Eastern Highlands. So what do you think? What comes into mind when you see the word Eastern Highlands? So it is located on the eastern side of North America. So east is here. Can you see this compass? So east is here, over this side, right? So don't cover this area as it has been occupied by the Canadian Shield. So this area, right? So the Appalachian Mountain is also known as the Eastern Highlands. So they are located along the eastern side of this eastern side of the North America. So these Appalachian Mountains are parallel to the narrow east-west coast, right? So they cover about a couple of states of North America. So it's dotted with 8 national forests and 6 major national parks of North America. So see how much eco-friendly it is and how much nature it has. That's what the thing. So it has this much, and this Appalachian Mountain, it also known as the Eastern Highlands. So what comes in your mind when you look at the word Highlands? So you'll think Highlands, but when you go there, you will look at that because they're old fold mountains, right? So unlike the western mountain system, they are old fold mountains. So they are very lower in height. So the western mountain system will be this much at least, but the Appalachian mountain's height will be only this much. Okay. So the highest point of this Appalachian Mountains is Mount Mitchell, right? Mount Mitchell. So it is about only 1,200 to 1,500 meters high, right? So they are very, very low in height. So now we learn about those Appalachian Mountains. So what are the other things? So the eastern part of the Appalachian Mountains is a bit gently rolling hilly area which is facing eastwards. This area. For me it is this, right? Eastwards. So they're facing eastwards, and what's there? Atlantic Ocean. So they are facing Atlantic Ocean, and this rolling piece of land is known as Piedmont, right? So there's a chain of lowlands in the Piedmont River Valley, Hudson River Valley, and it is known as Great Appalachian Valley. Understood? So the rivers who drains from the western Cordillera, actually they drain from the western Cordillera, they flow along these lowlands, and at last they drain in this area, right? In this area. They drop shortly along the coast of the Atlantic Ocean in a series of waterfalls, right? So this series of waterfalls is known as the fall line. So it's generally used for generating electricity. That's hydropower. So now we learned about the Western Mountain System, Canadian Shield, and Appalachian Mountain, and Central Lowlands. So now what's left? This is covered. This is covered. This is covered. This part. That's only left. So that's covered by the Central Lowlands. So the Central Lowlands, or otherwise called as the Great Central Plains or prairies. I think you may have heard many stories. Have you read the story The Wizard of Oz? So in that you will be seeing the word prairies, right? So it is located in this area of United States, right? So the prairie means meadows. Meadows means fully a greenish area, right? So that's known as meadows or grasslands. So and the Rocky Mountains in the west. Understood, friends? So, these in the central lowlands, they extend about 6,000 meters in the 6,000 meters in the north-south and 2,000 meters in the east-west, west-east, right? So, in Canada, the slope will be northwards, and actually it's nothing. It will be a bit confusing, and the USA the slope is towards southwards. So, look at this map. Canada's here, north. So, easy. Understood, friends? So, this Canada slope is towards northwards, and you will see the slope is towards the southwards, right? So the plains are very high in the westwards, and the plains are very flat in the eastward side. So the southern parts of the central lowlands, it slopes to the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Ocean. Alright. So while the northward part it slopes to the Arctic Ocean. So the southern part of the central lowland is drained by many great rivers like the Mississippi, Missouri. It's the longest river of North America, and the longest river of Canada is Mackenzie, right? So this Mississippi, Missouri, it forms the largest river system of North America. So the prairies are one of the largest and the most fertile plains of North America. So because of this, most of the region is cultivated for most of the year, right? So now we learned about the formation of the continents, then discovery, location, political divisions, then physical features, then all the physical features, which are the Western Mountain System, Canadian Shield, Appalachian Mountains, Central Lowlands, and now our last key point, that is the water bodies, right? So North America is most of the part is full of mountains, right? So the next is water bodies. So North America, first let's learn about rivers. North America has many rivers, right? So these rivers generally they originate from the western cordilleras and they flow along the central lowlands, right? So these rivers they drain into the Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean. So some of the main rivers are the Columbia, Colorado, Mississippi, and the Mackenzie, right? Some of the main rivers. The Mackenzie and the Nelson River, they are the main rivers that drain into the Arctic Ocean. So the Nelson River has its origin in the Lake Winnipeg, while the Mackenzie River has its origin in the Great Slave Lake. So the St. Lawrence River is the most important river of the Atlantic system. So it connects and drains all the Great Lakes, and the St. Lawrence River with the Great Lakes form the largest inland waterways of the North America. So this St. Lawrence River, it connects and drains all the Great Lakes, right? So now let's learn about which other rivers drain into different directions. So the rivers that drain into north and northeastwards, right? Northwestwards, north and northwestwards are Yukon, Fraser, Columbia, and Snake. These are some rivers that get to drain into the Pacific Ocean, so the Arctic Ocean and the Gulf of Alaska in this area, right? And the rivers that drain into the westwards, the south and the southwestwards, right? So they are the Mississippi, Missouri. So it has many of its tributaries like the Arkansas, then the Ohio, Tennessee, the Tennessee Red, and the Rio Grande, right? So these are some of the tributaries of the Mississippi, Missouri rivers, and the rivers that drain into the eastward side, that's into the Atlantic Ocean, or the Hudson, then the Nelson River, right? So the Hudson River, the Nelson River, then the Delaware and the Potomac. So these are some of the rivers, but I'm not sure, right? So these are some of the rivers that drain into this Atlantic Ocean, that is the eastward side, right? So now we learn about which channel rivers they drain into different directions. So these rivers, they provide fertile soil and they promote fertile soil and water, and they promote agriculture. So they promote the development of the country, as they provide hydroelectricity, as we can generate hydroelectricity, right? So they develop the economy of the country. So the next one is about the lakes. So the North America has the greatest number of lakes than any country in the world. It has many lakes, right? So it has the five main Great Lakes, and they are connected either natural or human-made links, right? So they are Lake Michigan, Lake Superior, Lake Huron, and Lake Erie, and Lake Ontario. So Lake Superior is the greatest of all of them, and these are freshwater lakes. Some of the other lakes are the Great Bear Lake and the Great Slave Lake, then Lake Winnipeg and the Lake Athabasca. So the other lakes are the Lake Nicaragua. It is in that place of Mexico, and Chapala. It is also located in Mexico. So these are some of the lakes of North America. So today we had a nice lesson, right? So first we learned the formation of the continents, the discovery of North America, the location, political division, the physical features, the four ones. The Western Mountain System, the Canadian Shield, the Appalachian Mountains, Central Lowland, and the water bodies. We learned about the rivers and lakes. So thank you friends. I hope you liked my class today. So see you in the next class. Bye-bye. So the next class we will be learning about South America and many other continents. Bye-bye.